if you want to send something here, you know, anything you ever send here, we're going to use it for the movement. We always have, and inshallah, we'll continue that. So, if there's no more questions or comments, is there some?
Yeah, there's, we got a few. So this was a question that came through Messenger. A brother asked, Assalamu alaikum, do you know any farmers or manufacturers of cosmetics or animal byproduct that to become halal certified for global distribution? I don't know.
No, not right. Not right.
Okay, all right. So this was another question. It's kind of on the topic of Muslims voting. So it says, Biden is an admitted Zionist, but you must understand you have to play the game. Biden quoted Prophet Muhammad that if you see evil, stop it with your hands. If you can't do that, speak about it. And if you can't do that, hold it within your heart, and it's the weakest of belief. Biden said the first thing he's going to do in office is to remove the Muslim ban. Whether he does it or not, but his word is out there. Imam Abdul-Alim Musa, who will you support in the coming election?
Oh no, I don't support those people. I haven't voted. I have never even wanted to vote. I don't believe in playing that game. Like the voting game, right now, the peak of this game is you must vote. And they're scaring everybody on both sides. If you don't vote, they're going to be in there and we in trouble. So no, I don't support any of those. I don't support any of those people. I don't think you can get too far in that. Some people don't mind local politics, but even in local politics, like the mayor and all that stuff, maybe the school board and stuff like that, but we don't even do that. We have our own school and stuff like that, all we had. So no, I don't support any of it, and I never have. For at least, I just don't. I don't believe in voting. I don't believe that a good person can get through that SHITHOUSE type of stuff, and I don't believe it. I don't. But if you want to vote, you go ahead. You know, you pick you an honest candidate and upstanding with an upstanding history, and you give them your vote. But I wouldn't sanctify the system by giving it my vote.
Another brother said, Allah bless you and your family. Allahu Akbar. Brother said, we are on the verge of a civil war. That's what one brother said. And another brother said, Surah Baqarah will teach you how to not be like the Yahud.
Surah Baqarah, yeah, it is. it has a lot about
Okay.
But here's the other thing. Whatever we're on the verge of, we don't have to accept it. You know what I mean? Right. We're human beings. We don't have to accept what they deal out. But that's what we're talking about now. Let's not accept it. Let's not accept, we don't have to have no civil war. You got to get, cameras that first got big during the Civil War. Do you remember all of those bodies, hands stuck up in the air? People? Do you know the bloodiest war that they can have is a civil war? And do you know the most untrained and undisciplined people in the United States is black people? We don't have no hope.
I'm glad you said that.
Huh?
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, we're the most untrained, and people in the United States, we're not prepared. We're not prepared for that's getting deep. You know, just study history. Civil wars are the deadliest wars that they have because they just brother against brother, family against family, and they really get bloody. You know, and even the Civil War. You know, when I was watching that program about Grant, what I liked about it was when they talked about Vicksburg and battle. It was exactly what they were saying on the TV, what my father was telling me from the old people that he used to listen to. It was exactly like that. Okay, but not only that, Grant, when he was a young man, he was on a borderline state. And he had, his family he married into gave him a slave. And the slave used to work right along with him. So he freed him. And when he was going to the court to free him, everybody was freeing that nigga, boy, that's, hey, you know, and all of that. So what they don't tell you about Reconstruction is Grant's part in it. And Grant was the most popular person in America. He traveled all around the world after his presidency. And I mean, hundreds of thousands of people was coming out to see him. And then, they used to have an old joke about who's buried in Grant's tomb. That's up to about 1900. And he died in 1880, maybe, something like that, 1885, I don't know. Of course, they stole his money. He had to write a book. He died 3 days after his book came out. So he left his family good money. But how many highways is named Grant and how many are named Lee?
That's right. That's
Right,
right.
Yeah. The Southerners stole and rewrote. In 1915, Birth of the Nation came out, that movie. That was the first full-length movie that came out, Birth of the Nation. It was about the Civil War. They rewrote, and they made it, instead of something to keep slavery, they made it about states' rights and all that. White folks are slick. So technically, those people down there in Dixie, or right over there in Dixie, lost the Civil War, but they won the future.
That's what the guy that I was telling you about,
Right.
that was explaining Reconstruction.
Right.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
He said, so with all these statues that went up after the Civil War,
Yeah.
he was saying that this is what they said. We lost the war, but the future or
Yeah.
the influence
They
and
won it.
everything
They won it.
else, they're telling you, we won that.
The narrative, they won the narrative.
Exactly. That's
Yeah, they
exactly
won the
what he said.
narrative up until right now.
Right, that's exactly what he said.
And so anyway, but we're in a situation, we still want to play our part. And, but Civil War is serious. Anyway, any more questions?
Yeah, this was a comment or a couple comments. Assalamu alaikum, thank you. That's just a comment. And another brother said, Alhamdulillah, brother, it's always a blessing to see and know that you are always putting up the struggle in the name of Allah and Islam original. Allahu Akbar. This comment here, I guess this is one of the brothers, you talk about Iranians that stayed here. He said, Iranian mafia terrorist fascist regime is the biggest enemy of Islam and the Middle East that has killed millions of people in Iran and Middle East. Down with the fascist regime of Iran. And the last sentence, he said that Khomeini is, he's in the place you don't want to go to after you die. I ain't gonna say the sentence though.
No, well, that person is insane. Don't worry, when I talk about nickel and dime Iranians, every time I get on here and I broadcast to Iran, I thank them people for what they did. First of all, they had a revolution. The biggest monster over there, the Shah. And then after that, they had an 8-year war with the whole world against them, everybody. And they survived. And now, they are a modern and up-to-date country, and for them to even still be talking about Sunni and Shia unity and having what the structure they have, the only place you can have democracy in that region is in Iran. They don't have no, go to Saudi Arabia, see how much democracy you get. Them Gulf states, them bums, them little old Minnie Mouse dictators that kiss these white folks behind over here, hey man, they just make you want to throw up. So I'm sorry, homeboy, whoever you was, if you want to get, if you want a good model for today, you would have to, a government, it would have to be Iran. It's not perfect. But compared to everybody else, it's head and shoulders of it. Plus it's developed its military, it has discipline, organization, it can be pushed around. And every time somebody, the U.S. with that big old multi-zillion-dollar drone, Iranians shot it down when it came over its airspace. They just looked at the boss man and said, what you gonna do? I don't want to, I will kill 57 Iranians, and I wouldn't want to do that. That's what Dummy said. And next time, when they blasted that air base over there, you ought to hear what the people say. That boy, we was in hot water that night. Right. And what did Don say? Everything is just fine. We're just, yeah, he's just a big old bluff and running his mouth. And that's what the Zionists want us to fight for them. The Zionists that used to whoop on people, they're not the same ones anymore. The Zionists are getting very weak. Their people, you can't avoid it. Your people got luxury living and you have to watch that. They're not them original Zionists. They're modern people. Middle-class people with all the push-button stuff. And they ain't thinking about fighting. And Netanyahu, he get a demonstration every other day in front of his joint. Talk about what they call him, the crime minister, not the prime minister. Any more?
Yeah, there's a couple of comments. This was about the, I forgot his name, the guy that recently passed that played Black Panther. And, you know, yeah. He, the sister was saying concerning, you know, making a Black Panther too. He said, they let Forrest die so he won't be the one reviving Killmonger. I don't know what that's in reference to though.
No, okay, Forrest, is that the magic man or something? Okay, so. They're gonna, don't worry about Killmonger. Killmonger gonna be back. Yeah, he fall off the thing, he did just put stir up a little something, he'll be back. Don't, they got to. Because they gotta show his maturity. He's gonna take him to where it should be. But he will have, they'll just have to show his growth. Right. He will have to mature. But this time when he stuck himself, he wasn't at that point. He said, I don't want to have nothing to do with it. But now the other brother's dead, they would have showed that growth together. But now he's gone. So they have to, Killmonger will be back. Yeah, he had one of the best, if not the best, he had a good part.
And this last question, the sister also said, I think this is in response to Kwame Ture, because she said Kwame got kicked out of his own country, OMG. Is that who she's referring to when she says Kwame?
Kwame Ture? He wasn't kicked out of America.
Okay, all right.
He might have, he moved to Guinea.
No.
What's she referring to?
Maybe She's talking about Kwame Nkrumah.
Oh, Kwame Nkrumah.
Kwame Nkrumah,
Okay,
yeah, Kwame
right.
Nkrumah, yeah. He got kicked out of Ghana, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that
He
I guess.
got kicked out of Ghana, definitely. That was the first liberated country in Africa, 1957. And he did all right, but he still got kicked out. Kwame Nkrumah, yeah.
Yeah, that is all. Yep.
Okay, thank y'all very much. Shukula Kali Hada. Astaghfirullah.